Hey yo, what is up? We are back on the K-91-2 update, and that is because this tank has been buffed slightly today and released into the test servers, and I think this is going to be the final version of the tank. Now, the reason why I'm bringing up this tank again is because this tank is super interesting. I like the way it looks, I like the way it performs, and I believe that this tank is going to be one of the most competitive tanks that is going to be coming out soon, and I think it is going to be on the same level as the KPZ 50 ton, one of the best tanks in tier 9. Now remember, this tank, the K-91-2, was initially supposed to be a tier 8 premium tank, but now that the news has been released, it is going to be a tier 9 premium tank, much in the likeness of reward tanks, like all the tanks that have been previously released in some kind of reward tank that you get out of a battle pass or something like that. But yeah, it was in the test server, and now it has been buffed further, and I will tell you what the buffs are. It is very interesting, and that's the reason why I'm bringing it up. It looks great. The stats seem to indicate that it is going to perform very well, and as competitive as a KPZ 50 ton. What I can tell you immediately is the mobility and gun handling has been improved, which is very significant in my opinion, because this is going to take it up to another level and bring it, make it super competitive. The hit points has been reduced 100 hit points from 1600. It has dropped to 1500 hit points, so not a lot of hit points difference. In fact, it is only 150 hit points more than a regular tier 8 premium tank, which is like 1350 hit points. Now it's 1500 hit points. So that is the difference that we are seeing in terms of hit points. But in terms of engine power, from 900 horsepower, it is now 1000 horsepower. Now 1000 horsepower seems like a lot, but this is a fairly heavy tank. This is a 47 ton tank, so it is fairly heavy, but 1000 horsepower means it is going to make up for it. Now if you compare that with a T-44-100, for example, which is a high mobility tank, T-44-100 only has 760 horsepower, but it has a weight of only 33 tons. So this is a 47 ton tank, fairly heavier, but it's compensating that with a 1000 horsepower engine, and the power to weight ratio on this tank was increased from 18.95 to 21.05. Compare that with a T-44-100 is 22.69. So I am expecting it to perform in terms of mobility to feel a lot like a T-44-100. That is my initial feel anyway. But if you want to compare it directly with another tier 9 tank, let's do that with a KPZ 50 ton, which is 50 tons and 900 horsepower. So that is the KPZ 50 ton. Remember, our K-91-2 is 1000 horsepower versus the 900 horsepower on the KPZ 50, and the weight is 47 tons versus the KPZ 50, which is 50 tons. And the KPZ 50 only has 18 power to weight ratio versus the K-91-2, which is 21.05 power to weight ratio. So yeah, in terms of mobility, I think it's going to be better mobility than the KPZ 50 ton, which is already pretty good mobility. What else has improved is the aim time. The aim time on this gun, 2.01 seconds. It is now improved to 1.73 seconds. Compare that with the KPZ 50. Aim time is 1.92 seconds, so 1.73 seconds, it's pretty good aim time. KPZ has 0.32 dispersion, this has 0.33 dispersion. Again, this tank seems to be going to be a lot better gun handling, in my opinion anyway. Also the moving dispersion, the KPZ 50 is 0.16 moving dispersion. This K-91-2 has incredible moving dispersions of 0.10. In my opinion, you don't even need vertical stabilizer or an IRM. Perhaps you could slap on a turbo instead of vertical stabilizers, because the moving stabilization is going to be really good in the KPZ 91-2. However, it only has 6 degrees of gun depression versus the KPZ 50, which has 8 degrees of gun depression. So it's going to be not so good gun depression, only 6 degrees, but the stabilization is going to be good. The aim time is going to be really good. The dispersion 0.33, you can bring it down to probably 0.30 with food and BIA. So the accuracy of this gun is going to be pretty good, as well as the standard ammunition is going to be APCR, because the shell velocity is incredible, 1450 meters per second, which is going to make it pretty quick shell velocity. So that is what I think is going to be really great about this tank. And you know, I feel like this tank is going to be very competitive, very comparable to the KPZ 50, which is incredibly good. KPZ 50, in case you don't know, is a very strong tank, really great with hull down, very good with turret armor. This thing does not have incredible turret armor or any kind of armor. I mean, the armor is not bad, but it is not as great as a KPZ. KPZ has 250 turret armor, this has 220 turret armor. It's still pretty good turret armor, but not as great as the KPZ, but it makes up for it in terms of the accuracy and shooting on the move. Also, this gun only fires with 300 damage, while the KPZ has 320 damage, so it balances out itself that way. But I'm still gonna be very interested in this tank, and I keep making videos about the K-91-2 because I feel like the stats is showing me that this tank is going to be as competitive as a KPZ 50. Anyway, that is what I have for you today. Hope you've enjoyed this video and took some information that's going to be useful. Maybe prepare yourself to grind out this tank when it comes out, whether it's going to be some kind of reward tank or battle pass tank. Prepare yourself for it. You do want this tank because it looks funky, because it's going to perform really well. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you on the next video. Bye bye.